4.99 tacos, 680 calories. Stuffed jalapenos, 220 calories. Curly fries, 480 calories. Bacon Ultimate Cheeseburger, 906 calories. Chocolate Overload Cake, 300 calories. Cheesecake, 310 calories. 2 spicy chicken sandwiches, 1,058 calories. Strawberry milkshake, 1,118 calories. Barbecue sauce, 320 calories. 2 large Cokes, 1,000 calories, for a grand total of 6,394 calories. That is what I used to eat during a binge meal at Jack in the Box. I have a food addiction. All right, so I don't really know how to start this other than to say that I am a food addict. I'm addicted to food. Food is my addiction. I haven't really talked about this publicly, and so this is a really strange video for me. I know I've been wanting to make this video about food addiction, but now that it's here, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. Okay. So, what type of food addiction do I have? I am a binge eater. That is what I do. I have been binge eating since elementary school. I can remember just coming home, getting a huge bowl of like Doritos and a huge family-sized tub of sour cream and just crushing a full bag, like an entire bag of Doritos I would eat in an afternoon. So literally I've been binging since elementary school. What is binging? So in my circumstance, binging is eating an excessively large amount of food at one sitting. And so a binge for me could be anywhere from 2,000 calories to like 8,000 calories in one sitting. So I had a problem. I have a problem. I have to keep saying that. I have a problem. Anyway, that is what binging is, if you didn't know. Okay, so how do I feel when a binge is coming on? Like, what are some things, some triggers that I can feel a sense that a binge is coming on? My mouth starts watering, for one. I start having an overwhelming sense of like self-congratulatory sentiments. You've been doing so great. You've been working so hard. You've been so good. You haven't had a binge in a long time. You know what? You haven't really eaten that much today. All of those thoughts are the absolute signs that I am about to binge. I am about to lose control. Like when I feel it, it's not an urge. It is an absolute necessity. I have to have it. And I will do whatever it takes to have it. And that is the feeling that I let overtake a large part of my life. Does it feel good? Yeah, binges feel great. And I think that's the part that is the most shameful for me, is that I enjoy the way that it feels. I enjoy, stuffing my face and just eating, just having this spread of food. That to me in the moment feels incredible. I when I'm in a full-blown binge, I am enjoying myself more than any other time. About 5, 10, 30 minutes after a binge comes this overwhelming sense of guilt and shame. That euphoric feeling that I had while I was eating does not last long. It goes away, and then I just think about what I just did to myself, and I think about what I just did to my body. And then of course, naturally it starts, I feel terrible. I feel horrible. I start to feel sick. It's, there was a long time in my life that I hated myself. And I don't think that comes across to people that maybe even knew me. Like, if you don't know me, like most of you don't know me, the Instagram version of me, or the YouTube version of me, or even my friends in real life would know the friend version of me. There's not a lot of people that know me. The only person that knew me and my addiction, and like how deep the addiction went, was my wife. My wife was the only person that I would share that with when I was going through it. And I would never tell her like right after a binge. It would be the things that I was going through 2 weeks later, I would say, hey, 2 weeks ago, I had a binge meal. And then I would just come unglued because I was just holding all this in. I was hiding who I really was. I was hiding this thing about me for so long. I mean, I'm 33 now, and I'm just making a video about it. I've been doing this since I was 6. That shame that I would feel afterwards was just like paralyzing. It's horrible. And after a binge is when I would hate myself the most. It's not during. During the binge, I feel great. I feel like, yeah, I deserve this. I'm like actively lying to myself. But it's after a binge that I would feel I would just be gutted. Here are the details of how I would make this happen. So when I was single, or before my wife and I got married, I didn't have a shared account, so I had access to my own money. So like I was just doing whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Would like sneak things into my room if I was at like a family barbecue or something, and everyone was outside, and I maybe was alone in the kitchen, or knew I'd be alone in the kitchen for a few minutes. I would scarf down as much food as possible and then go out. To everyone else, I was eating a normal amount of food. I've never binged in front of anyone before. I would never do that because of that shame and that guilt. I would never binge in front of other people. So it would always be alone, would be hiding it somehow. So once I got married, binging became a lot more difficult. We have a shared bank account. If I would binge, she would see like, whoa, did you spend $50 at Jack in the Box? Like what? How do you spend that much money at Jack in the Box? What I started doing and what I figured out was, if you go to Target or a gas station or something and you pull cash out, small amounts, it will just appear as like, instead of spending $70 at Target, you spent $80 at Target. And who's gonna question, $80 at Target? I swear every time I go in there, it's like I'm spending way more than I ever thought I was going to anyway. So, that was a great way to hide and be able to pull cash out. And so now, you pull $10 here, $10 there, $20 here, $10 there. So basically I was hiding and stockpiling cash from my wife. Now this is not like, 22-year-old Tony. This is like 2 years ago Tony was doing this, okay? This is a very recent thing in my life. This is very still like new, and it's not some far off memory. This is very fresh. So as I'm ordering, I would order it as if it was 2 different orders. If I'm in the drive-through, I would pause and be like, okay, so I'm gonna get this, that, and this, and then hold on, let me see what they want. Okay, so I'm gonna get this, that, and this, to make it seem like I'm ordering all this food for multiple people and that it's not just me, even though it's obviously just me. If I would go in person, I would pretend to be looking up an order on my phone as I'm ordering. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 spicy chicken sandwiches, a large Coke, curly fries, and a strawberry smoothie. And then I'm gonna get, let me look up at the menu like I don't know already exactly what I'm gonna get. Do this whole act. But I've been, like I said, I've been acting, most of my life, pretending I was okay, pretending I was happy, pretending I wasn't binge eating every week. It just sucks to have this secret, especially from those that you love, those that are close to you. Having a secret from my wife was horrible. It was, I was like actively stealing money and hiding things from her. Like, that's crazy. So how am I living now as an addict? If you've been following my channel or my Instagram, you know that I'm doing all of 2020 with no cheat meals. You might say that's unhealthy. You might say that's extreme. It is. It is extreme. The reason it's extreme is because my food addiction is intense. To this day, I have thoughts of binge eating. Okay? Like just a few days ago, I thought about having a binge meal. I've finally come to terms that I'm gonna have this for the rest of my life, and that I just need to find a way to get past it. If you were addicted to cocaine, you're not gonna say, well, you can have a little bit of cocaine, or have cocaine on the weekends. No, if you're addicted to cocaine, you can't have cocaine. It is what it is. I am addicted to food, certain types of food, And I need to really be careful with the types of food that I have. So I'm not saying I'll never have a cheat meal again, but what I am saying is it is going to be extremely regimented. It's going to be extremely planned and scheduled. And that's what my future looks like, because that is my reality. My reality is I have a food addiction, and the way that I go about my life and the choices that I make will drastically affect that addiction positively or negatively. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really, truly appreciate it. If you got anything out of this, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram, Focus Fight Finish. And just, thank you. This was not an easy video to make. I did not want to just sit here and cry the whole time and sob. And I've spent so much time crying about my life and crying about my addiction and crying about my circumstances that it does suck, and I am still emotional about it, but I'm done with all that shit. I'm working towards a bright future. I'm working towards a better human being, and that's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused about crying about the past. Yes, it's emotional, yes, it sucks, but it's in the past, and now I'm looking towards the future. So I'm happy about that.